Hey girl, welcome to the Get Your Guy Coaching podcast. My name is Anwar White, but you can just call me your own personal dating and relationship coach. Each week, you'll hear actionable advice, tips, and strategies that you can implement in your own love life. I'm talking about healing your heart, dating effectively, and understanding men so that you can, you guessed it, get your guy. Are you ready to level up your love life? All right, let's go.
I never felt the way I do about anyone but you.
Hello, my loves, and welcome to the Get Your Guy Coaching podcast. This is going to be the last episode of the year for 2024, and it's been an amazing year. I want to thank everyone for your love and support and your following. I truly, truly appreciate it. Now, with that said, this year I've gone through, I don't know how to say this, a mini rants. Honey, I love to rant. I love to talk my ish, as you know. And so I wanted to share with you a compilation of some rants that I think might be, hopefully, groundbreaking and just like true tea for you to think about your life, specifically your dating life, completely differently. So with that said, I hope that you enjoy. Some of these run a little bit longer, but I wanted to make sure that I was spilling all the tea. No drops left. All right, here we go. It's not your job to heal black men. If you're a black woman, I need you to understand that. It is not your job to heal black men. That's their job. A lot of black women will say, oh my God, they have it so hard. You have it harder. You have it harder. Now what? You don't need to be gentle with black men. If you're gentle with them, you're treating them like boys and not men. If you are going to be gentle with them, you are going to be babying them. You can do that if you want. Go ahead and help them heal. Do everything that you can for them. What did Kanye say? That's what he'll do. Everything that you want to do for him, you have to do for yourself. And when you do that for yourself, you will attract more self-actualized men. No man wants to be saved by a woman. He won't just resent you, he will hate you. In the same way that he hates and loves his mother at the same time. You don't want to be that girl. You want to give him the space to self-actualize himself so that he can feel proud of himself, to attain and achieve the things that he must do to fulfill his purpose as a man. Trust. I'm sharing this with you because I don't think a lot of people are going to tell you that he will hate you. That's why those nice girls that do everything for them, and then they get dumped, and then the next girl, the guy marries them within 6 months. That's it. When you think this way, then this is very important. It may be because you want to be saved. And you're projecting onto these men what you want for yourself. But the gag is, girl, that no one is going to save you. A man can't save you. A man can't save you. You have to save yourself. So I will tell you something. When you go to lifeguard school, for the girls who can swim, no shade, they will tell you that if you can do it, don't jump in the water. And they will tell you that because when you try to save someone, the person that you are trying to save will drown you to save themselves. So they teach a lot of lifeguards to throw that little buoy out first. Because if not, girl, you're drowning. Don't save these men. Please don't. Save yourself. Why do I say this? Because the energy and the love that you put into yourself will inspire him to be better. And he will raise himself, if he is ready, to love you in the same way that you love yourself. Girl, most women are actually really scared of men, and they have a right to be because men are super scary because many of them are predators. And so what I wanted to do as a dating coach for almost 15 years and as your fairy godbrother is to share with you some of the signs that a lot of these male predators are looking for when they're trying to date you to see if they can exploit you, manipulate you, and just take control and advantage of you. Okay? So first, let's talk about reactions. They're always going to be looking at your reaction. So they will often test you by saying something a little bit disrespectful, teasing you, or a joke. You're going to have to set a boundary immediately and let them know how it makes you feel. That hurt my feelings. That made me uncomfortable. They will also compliment you, and they will look to your reaction If you are minimizing it or saying, no, I'm not beautiful, right? Or you're acting like you've never had a compliment before in your life. Oh my God, thank you so much. This is so nice of you. I can't believe you're saying this. They already got you, girl. Okay, so they're looking at your reactions to how they are communicating with you. The other reaction that they're looking for is if they're going to ask you for a favor. They're going to ask you maybe for money, for a ride to the airport, maybe even career advice, right? Please don't give it to them. Don't give them anything. They want to see, is she going to give to me? Because real men that are in their masculine energy, they want to give to you. They don't want to take from you. Okay? Now, let's talk about what you say in your words. So if you're saying a lot of, I don't know, he already knows that he has you. Because it means that you're not checking in with yourself, that your head and your heart are disconnected. If you're saying a lot of self-deprecating things and humor, oh no, I'm not that smart, or I'm not that good at math, he already knows that you don't think highly of yourself. So that you can just co-sign on whatever you're thinking, he can co-sign on that, and you can start to stay in a lower vibration or a lower sense of self-worth. Okay? The other thing, if you're saying things like, I'm dating for marriage, I'm dating with intention. First of all, every man knows that if you're dating for all of that. And if you feel like you have to say it, he knows that you're desperate for it. You're desperate to be chosen, you're desperate to be in a relationship and to be married. Don't say those things. Also, don't talk about your healing journey. Everyone's healing, right? But if you're talking about your healing journey, he's going to take it as, oh, you must have really gone through some stuff. So you're going to be open to going through some stuff some more. So let's also talk about the physical, okay? So if you're around a guy and you start fidgeting with your clothes, right? It means that you're trying to look good for him, that he already has control over you. Or if, for example, and I'm a girl's girl, but I want to put you on here. If I see more skin than clothes, he knows that you're thirsty for attention, and that if he gives it to you, you're going to be putty in his hands. Okay? The other thing is, if you don't feel good about your body, if you're super tall or maybe you're thicker, a lot of those women, or even super skinny, right? You'll try to be small, right? And your posture will actually say a lot about you, and this is how the predators will target you. Okay? So that's the physical part. Now, let's talk about your actions. Don't chase. Don't initiate texts. Don't initiate calls, because you're chasing him. And when you chase him, he already knows that he has you. Okay? This is like catnip for predators. Now, I hope this is really helpful for you, and let me know if you have any other kind of telltale signs for a predator while you're dating. But I will tell you this, and this is the work that I do in my program with my ladies. All of this is related, especially if you're a black or brown woman, to a mother wound. And that your definition of love, your bonding pattern, if you have a highly critical and judgmental mother, hits each and every one of these things. So if you want to learn how to do it differently, definitely book a call with me, but understand that if you don't, that's fine too. We've got to really heal that mother wound. I hope this helps. But here's what I want to offer all of you, and this is what I do on my program. So if you want to do this work, you definitely want to book a call with me. Many of you are still focused on being a daughter and not a woman. Let me repeat myself. A lot of us are raised to be great daughters, but not great women. So what that means is, a daughter, what does she do? She listens. She obeys. She does what she's told. She doesn't cause any trouble. So oftentimes we will do that because that is what gave us the attention and the validation that we need. She gets good grades. As an adult, she has a good job. Stop being a good daughter. That's not going to help you in life, but especially in dating. We need to learn how to be a good woman. And I know it's so freaking ironic since I'm a gay man telling you this, but I'm sharing this with you based on the 15 years of dating coaching that I've been doing. The quicker that you can get out of her shadow and be desperate for her love, the quicker that you can find true love in dating. Because the things that you will need to do, a good daughter can't do. The good daughter doesn't stress her mom out. A good girlfriend stresses her man out. That bonds him to her. A good daughter obeys, doesn't talk back. A good girlfriend does what she wants, and speaks up first. But this is the sort of work that we do in my program. We go much deeper. Yeah, girl, you know me. I can talk about D's all day, every day, but if we really want to do the work, this is what it sounds like. So whatever your daughter ways are, you need to drop them, and drop them immediately. Girl, let's clock it. I know exactly who's checking for you, and all I have to do is look at your hairstyle. Yeah, as a dating coach for 15 years, as someone who is your fairy godbrother and gets 3 to 4 women into relationships every week, I know I can look at a client and I can say, oh, I know who she's going to be with. So let's get into it right here and right now. Girl, if you got braids, those white guys are checking for you. The Asians are checking for you. Your braids tend to skew younger. Also, the biracial and the white chocolates, they're going to be checking for you. Now, if you have any sort of color in your braids, girl, the lesbians are checking for you. Okay? Now, if you have a short afro or if you have locks, it's a little bit tricky because you're going to engage and attract 2 different kinds of guys. The white guys or the grand risers, aka the hoteps. Okay? So figure out which one you want, girl, because those are 2 very different men. If you're silk pressed or you're relaxed, you're going for a guy that's a little bit more conservative, and that is across the board, across the color lines, girl. Okay? Now, if you're into wigs, weaves, specifically straight, I'm talking about 1 out of the hair chart, it's black guys. Black guys, wigs, weaves that are straight, it's black guys. Now, if you have a longer weave, wig, or your natural hair and it has a looser curl, it's like a 2, Latino and Arab guys or Middle Eastern guys, okay? Now, if you are like a 3, like a short, curly, you're gonna really tend for a rich white guy, a Latino guy. Oh, I also forgot, girl. If you have a short pixie cut or you have finger waves, old black guy, girl. I call them the Motowns. That's your lane, girl. Stick with it. Now, and girl, if you have a bob, you're attracting the gay boys, the bisexuals, and the more submissive men. Ask me about it later, girl. Now, if you're a 4, all natural, wash and go, girl, white, white, white. Okay? In terms of color, honey blonde goes well with everything. Everybody's into that. If you're blonde, girl, the lesbians are on you, girl. The white guys, the white, the Brads, the Chads, the blonde guys are checking for you, and then the married guys are checking for you. Now, if you have red hair, the F-boys are checking for you. Okay. How to know if a guy has mama issues? Good question. So, I think about this in 3 ways. I'll put it in the context of the mother. So I think guys have 3 different mothers. Mothers that have used their sons as emotional, or let's just say surrogate partners. There's what we call enmeshment. And so oftentimes what will happen, this man will be spoiled. And so when you are engaging with men, especially black men now, you have a lot of enmeshed and spoiled black men because they grew up with single mothers. And a lot of those single mothers made them their partners. And so they did everything for them as if these sons were their husbands. So when you're talking about, oh my God, these guys think that they're the prize. Well, girl, 76% of black households in the 90s were single parent households. What did you expect? Okay? So that's one thing. The other thing that I'm seeing a lot of in terms of mommy issues is codependence. If he's talking to his mom multiple times a day, that's an issue. That's an issue. Grown man needs to be doing grown man things. That's no shade. Right? Codependency is, he feels in charge of her emotional, physical, everything well-being. Respectfully speaking, it's not his job. I mean, if he's the only one there, of course you want to protect and sometimes provide for your mother if she doesn't have any other means, but this is important because if he is hyper-focused on mom, he can't be hyper-focused on you. Okay? And then the third one that I see is the abusive parent, which is the mother who did not speak life into her child, always dogged him out and talked about how he wasn't shit and how he's not going to amount to anything, right? Those, I think, are really scary, guys, because generally what will happen, so if you hear a guy and he says, oh yeah, I don't talk to my mother anymore, you should ask why. Because 8 times out of 10, it's because that's the kind of mother that he had. And what that means is, because that was his foundational or core relationship with the woman, he is going to be so resentful of women that he's going to take it out on you. His mom rage, he's taking it out on you and every other woman that's out there. So don't be afraid to ask these men, oh, talk to me about your mom. A lot of people saying yes, yes, yes for that third one. Because as you may know, ladies, a lot of these moms are really critical and judgmental, especially black moms. It's the trauma that they've received that they push out to the other generations. Yeah? What if his mom has passed? Then he's going to have abandonment wounds and he's going to be clingy. Super clingy. Okay? Kim Lachey said, what's the tea on dating a white chocolate man? I guess the question that I have for you is, when you go to your local store, corner store, bodega, and you go to the candy section, do you pick the white chocolate or do you pick the milk chocolate? I think most of you will pick the milk chocolate. Some of y'all will pick the dark chocolate. That's okay too. It is because, what are the dangers? The dangers are that a lot of these white chocolate men are cosplaying chocolate. And when it becomes inconvenient for them, they'll turn into some Starburst or some Skittles. You know, like Travis Kelce, they'll go country, like Beyonce did. Right? And so that can be really dangerous. The other thing is, and this is no shade. This is no shade. A lot of our community give them way too much credit for the smallest of the small. This one white chocolate man does the butterfly and then he's everything. The bar that we actually evaluate these white chocolate men is so low that when they do the bare minimum, it's like they're a 10. Even if he's giving 2 or 3. So what happens is that his head gets really big. You know those bobbleheads? That's how big his head is. And so when a man has a big head, what happens, the bigger the head, the shittier he treats women. Yeah. And they get all invited to a cookout because he gave you AAVE. And because he is cosplaying white chocolate dumb, oftentimes they will think that they have black privileges that they don't. So their boundaries can sometimes get a little, they think that they have a lot of different, they can say things and do things that they don't have privilege to do. You know? So, that's why. And the other thing is, right, they have a lot of privilege. They will have 6, 8, 12 black women chasing after them. You know, so that's why I wouldn't do it. I want you to think of some of these white chocolate men as still colonizing space, black space. I'm not saying that they're all evil. I'm just saying that they take it upon themselves to have certain liberties, similar to what colonizers did and do. So, and you're talking to someone who has experienced them, and that's why y'all are gagging here in the chat, because you already know. Yes, honey, Justin Timberlake. And what does he do? Pulls off your titty cover. Okay, Sunshine said, I'm afraid the guy I'm talking to is DL or bi. He's very feminine. What to look for? So, don't gag on the femininity, girl. Like, actually, the guys that are kind of feminine are actually more like okay with themselves and they're just being themselves. So femininity is not a thing. Like most of the DL guys that I used to mess with were like very straight acting. Very. So gag on that. So DL guys. So I think bi guys have a lot of piercings. So if he has a nose piercing and multiple ear piercings and any other piercings, bi T. Bi. DL is like, you want to, DL guys, if they're super homophobic, they're probably DL. If they are, like, bring a gay guy around them. First of all, the gay guy will clock it immediately. But if he's giving that guy, if he's talking shit about that guy, if he is looking at that guy a little bit too long, gay. Like, that's why a lot of these Christian guys that are giving homophobia tea, girl, that's why these pastors, you always hear about them. Just gay for no reason. Yeah? Yeah, the hood boys, I was saying this in my last live, but it is 100% true. And this is especially true for black men. These guys like butt. They don't care where the butt is coming from. They just like butt. Look at these men's feeds on IG. Look at these music videos. It's just butt. They're not even into the breasts anymore, girl. They don't care about the face. They don't care about, the titas. They just care about the butt. Girl, no shade. Like, I literally could put on a wig and be the girl. Because that's all they're into, girl. That's all they're into. If I'm lying, I'm dying. What was the name of that cartoon? Beavis and Buttheads? They're all buttheads, girl. But. You have to understand that, black women, your sex is very expensive. It's very costly. Do you understand that 60% of these black men are not wearing condoms? Do you understand that many of these black men are DL? Do you understand that many of these men who go into jail at a 20% STI rate come out of jail at an 80% STI rate? And that when you sleep with someone, you're sleeping with everybody in the community. Black women represent more than 50% of all HIV cases among women. Do you understand how dangerous it is for a black woman to actually have a baby? What did they say? The maternal mortality rate is 70 out of 100,000, I believe. That is the same as 3.5 years in the field as a police officer. That is the same as 7 years as a firefighter. That is the same as 13 years as a construction worker. That is the same as 53 years in the military on deployment. You want to go to war for these men? To have this baby? Clock it. Your sex is expensive. It's costly. It's deadly. So, When I say things like, don't have sex until you're in an exclusive relationship, I fucking mean it. When I say, don't have a baby with a man until you've been married to him for at least 2 years, I mean it. Trust that. And if I'm saying this out of passion. I want y'all to be safe. Yeah, I said 2 years because do you know how, girl, most black marriages are getting divorced within the first 2 years. Girl, your sex is expensive. These men are just trying to get it in. And I will tell you something that maybe you may or may not understand. Let me know. Most men will have sex because they're stressed. Do you know how stressed black men are? They're the most stressed out of everybody. So they're having sex all the time to de-stress. Whereas many women actually, if they're stressed, they don't want to do it. So, girl, your sex is expensive. It's worth $1 million. Think about that. So when you have sex with a guy, because here's the thing, if you were going to put insurance out on yourself, it would be $1 million. So I want you to ask yourself, do I want to give this guy $1 million right now? Like, do I? If not, what are we doing? Hello, my loves. I am off of my soapbox now. I hope that you enjoyed that. 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I am currently writing my book. We are getting the TV show all situated. And I want you to know that 2025 is the year of love, girl. Please put yourself out there. It will be worth it. Worth it with the right strategy, with the right healing. And if you need help with that, definitely book a call with me. But otherwise, I wish you a very happy new year. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for listening to the Get Your Guy Coaching podcast. If you like this episode and want to talk with me personally, please book a free consultation at www.getyourguycoaching.com/apply or subscribe and leave me a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Talk soon.